Julian Assange's legal battle has been going on for well over a decade now. Finally, we might be seeing an end to it. For those who don't know much about him or why he spent the last few years in a UK prison, let's get into it. Julian Assange is an Australian journalist and computer programmer who was born in Queensland in 1971. Interested with computers at a young age, he soon taught himself how to program, and when he was a teenager, he hacked into NASA and the Pentagon. In 1991, he was charged with dozens of cybercrimes in Australia, for which he received a small fine. But he really came to fame when he founded WikiLeaks in 2006. WikiLeaks is a worldwide whistleblowing organization that in 2010 and 2011 leaked countless classified documents about the actions of the United States during its wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Some leaked documents showed US plans to politically isolate Iran, some was footage from American helicopters that showed innocent civilians and journalists being killed in Iraq, and some detailed the US military secrets. As the largest leak of secret information in US military history, Assange was quickly branded a terrorist by many politicians who argued that he'd compromised national security. He was then arrested in 2010 in England after the US demanded his extradition. Released on bail, Assange sought refuge in the Ecuadorian embassy in London, where he gained political asylum. He remained there until 2019, when the Ecuadorian government revoked his asylum status and allowed the UK government to arrest him. He spent the last 4 years in the high-security Belmarsh prison in London. Since then, Assange has fought the US extradition requests in the British courts. In 2022, the British Home Secretary approved that request, triggering a whole new round of legal appeals. This week, the English High Court will decide if that approval was legal or not. Julian Assange's story is an important one because it's a case of freedom of speech and freedom of press coming under fire. Many civil liberties groups, including those in the US, are campaigning for his freedom. The fact of the matter is, he's an Australian citizen and the government wants him returned home. As Australian citizens, we have a responsibility to see that justice is done just as we would for any other Australian being held in a foreign country.